Hey y'all, welcome to Forensics Lesson 7.2, which is how DNA gets used in forensics-ish, something like that. Anyway, what you're seeing on your screen here is some example pictures of DNA. Basically, let me back up a little bit. Most of your DNA has the blueprint, the instructions to make you who you are, your hair color, your eye color, makes your heart work, every teeny tiny thing about you. The instructions are found in your DNA, which you know. There are, however, certain parts of your DNA which don't seem to really be for anything. Scientists call this junk DNA because it's, just kind of like, how sometimes you print some instructions out or something and there's just this random blank page. That might never happen to you. It happens to me. But anyway, um, so this junk DNA is like part of the instructions that isn't really for anything, except it is the part that scientists use to match DNA from one person to either another person, if we're talking about determining if they're related, or to match unknown DNA to a suspect in the case of a crime. So here are, in this little picture representation of DNA, here are 13 of those locations. As you can see here, like one of them is on chromosome 13, and that's the scientific designation for it. Three of them, or two of them, sorry, are on chromosome 17. One's on the X chromosome, one's on the two on the Y chromosome. One. Anyway, so these are the locations that scientists use to compare DNA. In your lab that you're doing today, or your activity that you're doing with this lesson, basically the scenario is there was a bank robbery, and one of the bank robber's gloves was left behind, and it has a hair in it. And so the police were able to take DNA from that hair, and basically this was the region, that TPOX region, which, as you look back here on chromosome 2, is right there. These are the gene sequences in the chromosome from the father, the chromosome from the mother. You can see the letter gene sequences, which you learned about in the last lesson and in biology. Anyway, so that is from the DNA found on the hair. Then the next section, let me see if I can make this bigger. No. Okay. Anyway, that's a little easier to see though without the, hang on. We'll see if we can make it a little bit bigger. Oh, there we go. So here's the sequence from the hair found in the glove, and then two suspects. And so what scientists do is they try to match this pattern, GAAT, GAAT, which you can see in suspect 1 matches right here, GAAT, GAAT. So scientists will say, and then this pattern came from the mother's chromosome. You can see nowhere in here is there this exact sequence of letters in suspect 1. So they would call suspect 1 a 1-point match because the sequence matches in one place. Suspect 2, however, and this is just for that one area, right? They will look at all these areas. Suspect 2, though, you can see matches in this area exactly with this one, and matches in this area exactly with this one. So suspect 2 at this point has a 2-point match. So in looking at these two suspects, if this is just the information we have, is much more likely that suspect 2 is the person who robbed the bank rather than suspect 1, because there's a better match. So in your activity, that is exactly what you are going to be doing. You are going to be looking at DNA sequences and matching them to see who has the best match. And the suspect who has the most points of matching, obviously, is the one who has committed the crime.